Mm, what is that? It's a- I'm trying to write to vote it. I missed it. Yep. Oh my God. I'm busy, y'all. I'm trying to do this. You'll never do this before. Mm. As soon as I ball up, wait a minute, but I'm trying this and stuff. Acting stupid. Like you keep forgetting I have the authority. All right. Hello, hello. Welcome back to Testimonial Car Chronicles. Get it together. Okay. Let me know how's the sound. Can you guys hear me? Okay. Hello, hello. Welcome back to Testimonial Car Chronicles. Hey, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Y'all, let's make sure we get the likes up so the video could go in the algorithm. Hold on, y'all. Let me tell you how I was trying to get this live together, right? I never had no issues. All of a sudden, the phone is acting up. Hi, the phone acting up. It's saying the storage is full, so I can't upload a picture. Um, then all of a sudden, my music just comes on the radio, and then I miss my turn of where I'm going. Um, As soon as I bonded it up and commanded to go to outer darkness, all of this stuff started messing up. No, not messing up. It started. And then when I bought put an attitude, I guess because he had to go. You get what I'm saying? And the music cut on and then the phone was clear. Hi, hello. Hello, hello, hello. How is everyone doing? Miss you guys. Can you guys hear me okay? Everything good with the sound? Is it okay? Sun is out. Why is the lighting? Oh, yeah, it's like it's terrible. Can't see. Oh, hold on. Oops. How's everybody doing? Make sure you get the likes up. That's all I'm asking for, y'all. Get the likes up so the video could go in the algorithm. I want to tell you guys today a story about how my own weapon was used against me. And mention this to you guys when it about the DV. Hello. But make sure you like and subscribe and share. All right, so you'll know every time I'm live. And then my videos can be in the algorithm. So make sure you at least like if you're not going to subscribe. All right, at least like the video for me. I want to tell you guys about the time my weapon was used against me. At one point in time, I was, thank you, thank you, I appreciate it. Guys, make sure you like, subscribe. If you're not going to subscribe, that's fine. Just like, do me that solid. School pickup, school pickup. Yes, baby. We're not here yet. um, yes. So one time I was dating this guy who had drug habit, better known as the Coca-Cola habit, right? Coca-Cola, just so I don't get flagged or whatever. So no, this video doesn't get pulled. He had a Coca-Cola problem, and it was bad. When I first approached him about it, I thought, because he kept, and I'm like, you got a cold, like when we first met, like you got a cold, like, yeah, I have allergies, right? So he said he has allergies. So I'm like, okay, cool. And he kept doing it. And I'm like, dude, are you doing Coca-Cola? You know, like booger sugar, I would say. "Oh." And he was like, yeah, you want to try some? And I thought he was joking. Like, I never dated anybody or like witnessed that in front of me until I got to put a pin in that. I did witness it. I used to drive for Uber, right? So I used to drive for Uber, and it was, I believe it's three or four gentlemen in a car, and they were lit already, and they did some in the back. And I'm like, I've never seen that done, you know, period, in life, only in movies. And then they asked me if I wanted some, and I'm like, no, no, thank you. I appreciate it. Being cordial. And because first of all, I'm in the car with three men, and it's at nighttime, and I don't care what nobody say. How tough you think you are, you're not gonna beat no man. Being a real female, born a female, been a female, says female on my birth certificate. Um, so I still kept it cordial. I still was polite, and I'm working. Thank you. Thank you so much. Love you too. I love all of y'all. Um, yeah, so that's the actual first time I ever witnessed somebody doing Coca-Cola. But now back to the story. So he asked me if I want some, and I'm like, no, I'm good. That that's not my drug. I've never dibble dabbled in that. That's not something that I used to embark on. right? And I was instantly like disgusted, because the type of people that I date, like, no, they don't do that. And in my hood, people who do that, we don't we don't mix well. I don't know how to say it and still sound polite. But that wasn't something that we chose to do, right? I'm gonna pull over and so I can finish telling y'all this story and not lose any service. But yeah, so yeah, so y'all make sure y'all get the likes up, right? All right, so he continues to do it. He takes it out this little jar that he had on his neck, and he did it. And since he did it in front of, I'm disgusted, and I think I couldn't hide it. I tried to hide it, but I could not hide it. Like if I'm disgusted, like it it shows. Or if I feel a type of way, like you'll know. I can't hide it, couldn't hide it. So anyway, I think he knows like that was going to be the end of the year for me anyway. Yeah. I don't choose to hang around at this point in time, I, I was in the world. So I was hanging with, people who did embark on certain drugs, which are legal now, but that choice of drug, I wasn't. No, I wasn't engaged with people who did that. So anyway, right? Um, I am. It's bacon, but it's cold. Right. Okay. So back to the story. I think he knew that that would be the last that I would ever see him, and like I was ready to go at this point. So I left. At this point in time, like we lived far away from each other. So I I was ready to go quick, fast, in a hurry. So I did. I proceeded to go home, and he he called me to make sure I was in the house, and like at this point in time, now he's like contacting me all the time. Because I was about to be like done. Mm-mm. And then he calls me and asks, can we go out? We go out, and he's not, he like, yeah, I don't do it all the time, explaining himself because I'm like, yeah, that's not what that's not okay. And like if that's what you do, that's fine, but we don't need to be together. Yeah, he said that he doesn't take it all the time, and me being boo boo the fool, I was young and dumb. Yeah, so believed him, right? Um, so we proceeded to, hang out and stuff. I told y'all I was in the world, so don't judge me, right? So he brought up a business proposition, and I guess he knew like I was disgusted and I wasn't going. That's how we continued to, okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So he knew I was disgusted. I was going to leave him alone, but um, he brought up this business proposition, and he knew that I was a single mother at that time, and I was a go-getter. Like, I was with it, you know? Um, so we travel out of state to go try to pull his jokes, right? And he proceeds to tell me about an incident with this young lady that, like, I feel like now I look back on it, I feel like he groomed me. But anyway, and kind of find out the whole time, found out later that the business proposition was just a way to get me out of state and to make his move. That he didn't intend on handling the business that was supposed to be done. Because I don't want to incriminate anybody, so that's why I'm not like saying names or where we went, right? Or what the business was. I'm trying to, I don't know the statute of limitation on that. And I don't know if certain laws are for that area. So I'm TG, ready to go with the business move. I'm not. So we get down there, and because yeah, he drove. Because he drove, um, he wanted to, get some rest, and we will pick up in the morning. He showed me the blueprint of the situation and that we would proceed with the plan the following day. So we get a motel room with uh, two separate beds or whatever. And he proceeds to tell me the story about this female that he was dealing with. Um, and she said that he raped her. Like, he's telling me this, and we're in the room, and I'm like, wow, that's crazy. Like, and like the whole time I'm like telling him no, you know, but he still like, makes his move. I don't want to get too vulgar on this because I find out kids do watch this. Um, so he continues like to make his move, and I'm like, no, 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 and then eventually I cave in, right? Because he started eating dessert, right? So I caved in, and I'm like trash because remember I told you that n- did I find no, I didn't find out that before. What did I find out? Found that out after. Sorry, y'all. I'm mixing the story up. I found out after that he was doing Coca-Cola. So when we went on the business trip, he did what he did, uh, but it was gummy worms. Like whole time gummy worms, gummy worms, gummy worms. And I'm like, oh gosh, yeah, I'm really about to stop, right? I still continue to kick it with him, right? We end up being in a relationship because yeah, we were in a relationship um because of that incident or whatever. And we try to do the business move. It was like he was scary. He didn't we didn't do it. bought my weapon, and I was ready to go. Okay, good job, Brazil in the building. I was ready to go, like do it, and his intentions was never to do that. So we end up returning back home, and now he's calling, and I'm calling him because listen, you got what you now we're in a relationship, like not be like uh-uh. So no, this time at his house, like it's filthy, 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 filthy. And I finally asked him about the book of sugar, and he was like, yes. And then he pulled it out and proceeded to, and I'm putting two and two together. I'm like, that's why, dummy. And then the mood swings, right? But whatever, right? So we're in a relationship, we're dating, and he's coming to my house, I'm coming to his house. Now he's meeting the kids, I'm meeting his kids. Uh, we go he was big on Bitcoin, right? He said that all his funding like was in Bitcoin, so he would ask me to take him to the store and he'll cash out. Right. So we ended we ended up he asked me to go to the store, and so he could take out funds. So because like I'm paying for everything, dude, I'm paying for everything. I have three children at this time by myself, and I have, to pay bills. Like, what are you need to contribute? Like, you don't live around the corner, you live far, and I'm coming down there to pick you up. Thank you. So I'm picking him up, and I'm like, look, you need to put gas in the car. You know, you're supposed to be my man. You're supposed to make sure that there's gas in the vehicle and that we have means. Um, so one night we go grocery shopping at night. This is when the stores was 24 hours. So remember I told y'all the mood swings. So one night, and at this point, remember I told you I used to sell drugs. So I'm driving around with my weapon on me because one time I was robbed, and I said that will never happen again. You know, in some people's eyes, it's not considered being robbed if they gave me money. They gave me all counterfeit money though. So I consider that being robbed. Um, I'm like, this will never happen again. It's not gonna happen to me again. So I had it in my car with me. Now we're driving, we're into an argument. I used to. I used to. We're into an argument, and I'm driving, and boom, hits me while I'm driving. And I'm like, wait, hold up, what? What? Mind you, we're just arguing. So now I do the theatrics, and I swerve the car to make it, seem exaggerated. By this time, he's taking my weapon out and is it pointed at me. I told you I was in the world. I didn't care about life. Like I've never been scared to die. So he pulls it out on me, and I'm like, use it. I'm like, don't take nothing out and don't use it. Use it. And he just looking at me in my eyes, and I'm looking at him in his eyes like with the crazy look. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna demonstrate it. Mm. And I'm like, "Do it, do it." And I kept, like, telling him, like, "Do it. You whipped it out on me. Do it." No. He's like, "Yeah, you were trying to get to it." I'm like, "I wasn't even thinking about it. You bugging." Like, I wasn't thinking about it. We was having an argument. I'm not thinking to take something out and whip out on you. Like, what's wrong with you? But this is what the Coca-Cola does to his brain. And he doesn't do it. He doesn't use it. He doesn't hit me with it. At this time, I know he like, yeah, she's crazy. I'm gonna leave her alone. Now, he puts it up, and we were we parked, and now we talking, and he like, I'm gonna just go home. Okay, so I take him home, and matter of fact, no, I'm like, I'm not driving. You could drive. So I let him drive home. Now we get to the house and we still talking, and we talking. We never made it to the grocery store, and now we're sitting in front of his house, and we're pretty much like about to break up or whatever. But me not knowing at this point in time, now I'm pregnant. I'm pregnant, and so my mood swings. My hormones is going crazy. So I proceed to drop him off home, and then I go home, and we're not speaking. But then my best friend she's from that part of town, and her baby father is the gentleman's cousin. So they're cousins. Her baby father, her cousin, is his cousin. So he's back in town or whatever, and I come up there and I'm dolled up, dressed up or whatever, and there's this old childhood friend, think like a party or something, and I come up there, whatever, and I'm dressed up, and I guess one of his peoples told him that I was up there, so he calls my phone and cursing me out and everything. So I, I come to his house, and now I'm banging on the window, like trying to see like who in there, because you called my phone, you disrupted my spirit, and now I'm gonna disrupt yours. He not answering. He not answering. I'm like, I know you in there. Like, who in there? Not answering. So then I leave, and then he calls me. I'm come to find out he was with somebody, and he just had left out of her car. And I found out months later, but I'm just telling you now to fill you in. So he calls me back, and he's like, yeah, why are you outside of my house? And da, 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 da. And I'm like, yeah, well, I just found out, that I'm pregnant, and like you doing this bull crap. I was outside of your house while you ain't answer the door. You're like, was you dealing with that nigga? And I'm like, no, I never dealt with him. He's a childhood friend, and we all chilling. Like we always outside of the bar. Okay. And then we went inside the bar. Then then he's like, well, come back around here. I go back around there, whatever. And now we're talking. Now the mood swings, he start getting violent again. This time I'm not hitting him back, and this time I move the weapon so it's not there, and he's just being violent, very handsy, and bashing my head against the window, trying to. And I'm like, "What? Why is you doing this?" Like, "Yo, stop, leave me alone." Like, we done. You was with that nigga, da, da, da. And so I just dropped him off, and then I'm like, all right, like we through, you know? That's what I thought, right? So then like I said, I was pregnant. So I guess because all the stress, it's not because all stress, it's because Elohim knows best, right? Um, we ended up I miscarried, and he ended up getting locked up. Him and the girl was caught. He was caught with the girl doing co- Coca-Cola, and she was giving fellatio. He got locked up for that. Now, mind you, I found out he was backed up in child support, so they held him. And now I'm sitting here crying and like, like, yeah, I didn't miscarry the baby yet. Crying because I'm like, I'm pregnant, and now my big father is locked up. He's like, I'm sorry. Didn't know what he was locked up for either. So, like, what is you locked up for? I drove up there to find out from the precinct, and the cop was like, "You're his girlfriend?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he like, "You sure?" Like, I'm like, "Yeah, why you say that?" Like, I'm like, "Yeah, I just found out I'm pregnant, we gonna have a baby." And he's like, "You're beautiful. You need to leave this guy alone." He wanted to tell me, but he couldn't tell me in so many words. And he's like, "You gotta leave this guy alone." I'm like, "What? Like, what are you talking about?" I'm against the police, not knowing they locked him up for being with somebody else and doing that. So, taking his calls, um, put money on his books, you know. Uh, he was only locked up for a little bit, but I still was, contributing. And eventually, now he has to go back and forth to court. And now I find out why he's locked up. No, I am. Found out why he's locked up, and that was it. Now, that was it. I was crying and stuff and stressed out, and I end up having a miscarriage. And at that point in time, I'm like, why, why, But glory be to Elohim. He knows best. Thank Elohim I'm not attached to him. Thank Elohim that I am still here. Because it could have been a psycho. He could have been that caliber. He could have had a batch or something and really used the weapon against me when he pulled it out that time. Or he could have crashed the car when he was driving and killed us both. Yes, and he knows all the glory and honor goes to Elohim. Like he kept me. He could have been I could have been a news report. Like I could have been a news title for that. Not saying like, yes, I know that there is a news report about me, but Elohim used that for his glory as well. Like, but it could have went left, y'all. I could not. If it wasn't for his grace and mercy, it could have ended a whole lot differently. I could have had that child. and been bound to him. I could have been a news title, domestic DV, domestic violence goes left yet again. Um, and there was one in there, so it could have went off. He could have anything could have happened. Could have ran us off the bridge, ran us off the road. All the glory and the honor goes to him. Elohim has been covering and protecting me since the womb. And I thank him and I give him all the glory and honor and praise. I am here today to tell you and witness and attest to DV, to domestic violence, to leaving out of that situation. Absolutely. I'm talking about, yay. This is why I'm on fire for him. You're on fire for the kingdom. Like no weapon formed against me shall prosper, and every tongue that rise shall be condemned. Like he don't play about. Yes, I'm sorry, y'all. We lost the my phone overheated. Y'all, I told y'all it was hot. The sun was in cooking my phone. Cooking it, cooking it, cooking it, cooking it, cooking it, cooking it, cooking it. Yes. Like I said, all the glory and the honor goes to Elohim, Adonai, Yahweh. I thank y'all for watching. I thank y'all for supporting. I thank y'all for liking, sharing, hitting them post notifications. So anytime I do a video, y'all will get it. Y'all will get it ASAP. Y'all go check out my little superhero, my little superhero video I posted. But I love y'all so much. I don't know if it's still connected. I love you guys. Peace.